Good afternoon, everybody. It is Wednesday, November 21st. Yeah, right? Because tomorrow's Thanksgiving, the 22nd. Yep. Okay, so this video is a long time coming because I officially was 1 year on testosterone as of November 10th, which is great. Uh, I wanted to make kind of a check-in video to talk about the changes that I've been going through. Because the last video that I really made was about 7 months ago, and I don't want this video to be too long. I've already spent 45 seconds talking about nothing, which is ridiculous. So let's just jump right into it. First change is my voice. And lots of people who live around me, work around me, whatever, when I talk about my voice changes, don't even realize because they've seen me every day. But I actually got a phone call at work and I didn't get to it on time, or maybe I don't know, I got a voicemail. And so I hit the voicemail button, and I don't work with actual clients at work. I do a lot of I supervise a field crew, so I don't talk to customers very often. So when I get a voicemail, it's rare. And I hit the voicemail button, and I heard my voice, and I almost threw my phone because I couldn't believe I didn't recognize the person on the other end. It was freaking weird. So I put it on speakerphone, and sorry, I put it on speakerphone, and I let other people listen to it, and everyone else freaked out as well. So I wanted, I got a new computer several months ago with the intention of learning how to edit videos, and I have been just too busy or lazy, both, really, honestly, because when I'm not busy, I'm just so tired and brain dead. I just don't, I just pass out on my couch, or I play like mindless video games on my phone or whatever, load the dishwasher, because that's like my perpetual nightmare is dishes. So dishes, 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 that's all I do in my spare time is dishes. So I have on my computer in front of me my video from November 10th, 2017. It was the day that I got my first testosterone injection. And so here's just a vocal sample. It's not starting at the beginning or anything.
In most bathrooms, if I'm in the men's restroom, I don't talk.
True.
And if I'm in the women's restroom, I definitely talk.
And that was really cool. I didn't plan that, but I now don't go into women's restrooms, and I also realize that men don't really talk in restrooms, which is great. So if you are pre-testosterone, or just you don't pass or whatever, and you're a trans guy out there and you are worried about going into men's restrooms, just don't say anything. And when somebody walks in and they're like, "What's up?" just freaking nod, because like dudes don't look at each other and they don't talk to each other, right? Which is awesome. But if I didn't have a beard for years, I would go into women's restrooms because I didn't want to be mistaken for a lesbian using a dude's restroom, right? Now, so that's my voice a year ago. And then I did this introductory video. Actually, let's go to the "When Did You Know That You're Trans" video, which was 7 months ago on April 17th.
A lovely Tuesday after a very long week that really needs to die.
Ooh,
but
it's dark,
I'm still
grim.
Feeling pretty good. I decided...
So anyway, it started to drop a little bit then, but now here I am. I'm honestly not sure if my voice is going to get any deeper than this. Very quickly, when boys go through go through puberty, as their vocal folds thicken, the larynx, the cartilage in their larynx expands, and their larynx in general expands with it to accommodate. But what happens with trans guys is when you're not in puberty anymore, your bones are done growing. Your cartilage can expand for sure, but your bones are done. So as our vocal folds thicken, our larynx can't really accommodate them. So you do hit a point where it doesn't work anymore, and that's why sometimes you'll hear trans guys who their voice just can't hit a certain, even my range right now. So yeah, so I think honestly, I think this is it. I think this is where I'm gonna be. If when I make my 2-year video, I might eat crow. I'll be happy about that, frankly. But anyway, let's move on because it's been 5 minutes. My beard. So I have had a PCOS beard forever. Started growing it as a teenager. My grandmother, it killed her. I know I talked about this already. She would buy me creams and stuff, but I tried electrolysis for a while towards the end, right before coming out, because I was trying really hard to be a girl, and so there's parts like right in here where the hair is just kind of dead, and it's probably never gonna grow back, which is fine. But that includes right here too. The nice thing is that this has started to grow in again. I know you can't see it here, but I have little baby hairs that are growing all along here, and I never had anything here before, so this is coming in, and I know it's too bright, but I have you can't see it right here, but I do have a little bit of a mustache coming in, and it's starting to connect right here. So I anticipate in a year it's gonna look pretty nice. Right now, it makes me look like I am a lot thinner than I am. I get called neck beard a lot, which I get why, because like this right here, it does look like I have a very angular face. So that's cool, right? I get people stop me and they're like, "Ooh, you look like you've lost weight," as I'm like, feeling like a sausage in my shirts or whatever. And I definitely, well, actually I have lost weight. We'll talk about that in a second. But my jawline is actually right here. If I push in, it's like right here. So I will be happy when this comes around here, because then it'll be obvious that I'm just like a fat guy with a really big head or whatever. I don't know. So also the hairs are I guess more illustrious. I don't know. Testosterone made things a little. Well, I've also been like using beard oils and conditioners and stuff so that I don't look like scraggly or whatever. Body hair. So I've always been hairy. Again, since a teenager, I've got like the happy trail thing on my belly. I don't know, I'm not going to show you guys too much, but like I've always had like this little trail thing happening here. That's always been a thing. But what has happened, and chest hair too, like I've always been a freaking hairy beast. Leg hair, arm hair, neck hair, back hair, ass hair. I'm just fucking hairy. I've been hairy my whole life. Well, since puberty. But testosterone has really ramped that up. I've got hair on my shoulders. I didn't think I could get hairier, but I freaking got hairier, which is fine. You win some, you lose some. My hairline is receding, which was predictable. It used to be like right here, and I've lost all this, and I've lost some stuff here, and definitely here. It used to be about right here, so I'm losing all this, and my hair is noticeably thinner. I used to have really thick, beautiful hair, and I know in my video in November I talked about being afraid of losing it, but you know what? I'm 35 as of Friday, and if I look like a guy with a normal 35-year-old's hairline, whatever. I've made peace with it. And then fat redistribution. I don't know if people know this, but when a trans guy goes on testosterone, fat starts to redistribute in your face. So that's actually, your bones don't get thicker when you're past puberty. I learned that. But your fat will redistribute in your face to give your face a more masculine appearance. Your hips, your thighs all migrate to your belly. So what's happened is, one, I've gained muscle because of testosterone, which I've always had quite a bit of muscle anyway, just on my natural state, because again, I've always had high androgens. But I've lost a pant size, and because I've all the fat from my hips and my waist area have shot to my belly. So I've actually lost about almost 15 pounds with very little effort, and gained muscle. But when I step on the scale, I'm around 13 pounds on average lighter than I was a year ago. But because it's all going to my belly, so I lost a pant size, but I'm still in a 2X shirt, and I'm feeling a little tight around the belly area because it's a mind fuck. It's a mind fuck to one, weigh less, two, have a lower pant size, but three, feel like you're gonna start to need bigger shirts. So I've got to do something about that. I know. Whatever. Again, I don't have time. It's like I got to wash less dishes so that I can get on the elliptical or something. I don't know. But yeah, those are the big things, I suppose. I was going to talk about issues with my hematocrit, but I don't think anybody cares about how many red blood cells I have. I'll just say that it's an issue. But pre-testosterone, it was high anyway. I think it runs in my family. My mom and lots of other people in my family have like cholesterol issues, blood pressure issues. I always had really low blood pressure until going on testosterone. So my blood pressure was always like 107/65 was about my norm. If I hit 120/80, that was high for me. I was like nervous or whatever, even at the weight that I'm at. But now testosterone is causing my body to produce an excess amount of red blood cells. So my blood is thicker, if you will. And one of the ways that I'm counteracting that is donating blood every 2 months at the Red Cross. So I have all these extra red blood cells that I don't need and are literally going to kill me if I don't get rid of them. So I just offload them to other people who need them. Pretty faithfully, every 2 months I do this, and then I get tested 3 weeks later to see where my levels are at. And I've managed to keep my levels at a point where it looks like I'm not even on T. Like they're my normal levels, which are still high and a problem. But the best numbers I had were over the summer when I had time to work out. I worked out 3 times a week. I completely omitted alcohol from my life entirely, and I ate mostly vegetarian diet. And I was able to get my numbers down to the lowest they'd been since 2011, I think, when I weighed a lot less. So I know the solution. I know what I got to do. You know what? We just need to eat on paper plates. That's the solution. We could be a paper plate family. It's like me or the environment. I don't know. Anyway, so that's me 1 year. This is me 1 year on testosterone, looking pretty handsome. If I don't mind saying so myself, even if enormously fat in my belly, which is, you know what, it is what it is. I'll figure it out. But I always say this, I do want to make more videos. I want to learn how to freaking do video editing, but yeah, I have other stuff to talk about too. But for now, this is it. Just want to do a check-in. It's my birthday Friday. Don't forget to tell me happy birthday because I'm awesome. I am officially in my mid-30s. Which is fine. It's fine. Everything's okay, right? So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you guys later. People just need to quit texting me. Is what it is. Like, fucking hell. Anyway.